Test 1, 2.
This is a test. So, ladies and gentlemen, I see that you're already here and discussing and talking. So, just in order to complete the agenda, I would like to ask you to sit down. So, in order that we could just enjoy the 27 presentations of our startups companies.
Okay. Gut. Andreas ist da hinten. Hier vorne sind noch jede Menge Plätze.
In front, we have some couple of seats left. They are not booked, even though they have got an indication with reserved, but you can please come in front and sit down. You have got the best view to the stage. Hello, Reinhold. So great, ladies and gentlemen. In the name of the Foundation Circular Valley and Circular Valley Accelerator, I'm giving you the warm welcome of this third gathering. I'm very happy that you're here at this sunny afternoon at the Stadtsparkasse Wuppertal. Thanks a lot to Stadtsparkasse Wuppertal. Axel Jutz is here as representative, and I don't want to welcome everyone individually because we have got really a tight schedule. And please, I want to say thank you to our industrial and scientific partner and also the different representative of the civil society. What we do not have is so many people from politics, and that's why, because the federal government in Düsseldorf, they are talking right now how they are promoting the next period. So, and this since we don't have anybody here from from the ministry, and in Berlin they have also sessions. That's why we don't have any parliamentarians here. But still, we have some startups here, and with that, I would like to start and hand the floor to Axel Jutz from the Sparkasse Wuppertal. They have been founded 200 years ago, so they have invited us to be here. So thanks a lot, Axel Jutz. Dear Carsten Gerhard, ladies and gentlemen, dear companies, dear startups, dear people who are promoting this event, I'm very happy to give you a warm welcome as our guests in this nice place and being the host of this the third cohort of the Circular Valley program. And I'm very happy to give you this warm welcome. Why I'm so happy? Well, first of all, on one hand, we as a foundation and as a partner from the first moment on, we are really happy with this idea, and we understand the deeper sense. And years ago, we already noticed that this is a project that is worth it. And we hope to fulfill our role. And this great idea will hopefully be a success, and we strongly believe where Wuppertal, where we have promoted good ideas to the world, that this will happen here again. And I should mention a lot of names of people who have now here, who have already achieved big things. And dear Carsten, as you have said, a lot of people are behind the scenes. These are numerous good hands, good people. Thanks to all of you to promote us, to be with us, and this is worth an applause. So we are very happy for this great idea in our beautiful city. And the second part, from the point of view of the Sparkasse, we are 200 years old in Wuppertal, and so we were the first in all Germany of the Sparkasse. And why did this happen in Wuppertal? That is because Wuppertal, we were the first cities of the industrial area. We were very successful, and taking into account in 1822 in Elberfeld and Barmen, both of these cities were also in development. And development has an advantage and also a disadvantage, because the city was growing quickly, but also the precarious situation really was growing. And there we needed an institution to give social peace, to give social sustainability. And when our founders said that we need an institution for all the workers that are in need, on one hand, of course, this development is good for everybody, but also brought some difficulties. And from this idea on, the social sustainability, we have created step by step social Sparkasse, and so we have got 2 or 3 private and 3 or 4 that are public, and we are really giving counseling to people. We have a social idea behind. We want to be sustainable and also look at the commonwealth. And how can we achieve that? To be good in economics, to be economically sustainable, and everything that is not needed to give a service to our client, we were giving back to the society. And that's why it is, of course, our idea, apart from the economy and the social sustainability, we also have bear into mind the ecological sustainability, and we understand that we have to promote it as well. And we, as a member of a foundation, we want to promote this as well. So these 3 ideas should not only be in place in Wuppertal, also on the world, and they should be the base worldwide for all people, also in the future. And in this sense, we are very happy in various way, and we are very happy to host this event, and of course we want to fulfill the schedule. So thanks a lot for your attention, and we are looking forward in what we will see today. Thanks a lot again.
Ich hätte eine Bitte.
Just one request, please come in front. The colleagues that are in the back, please come here. The live stream is here, and then it seems that nobody is here. If you're sitting over there, well, we are missing people here in the front. Please, Christian, Clara, Leonie, Mr. Hanke, please come here. And before we start with the presentations, just to give you some ideas from my side, we are living in the crisis. Everybody is talking about the crisis. 3 years ago, it was the climate crisis. Then we had COVID crisis. And then the war of Ukraine. Then we have got the energy crisis right now. And I think people have also personal crisis, so a lot of crisis altogether, and one could give up and think, in which planet are we living? And only crisis and crisis and crisis. So if I feel too much crisis, I go to the forest, and if possible every day, because the forest is a very nice ecosystem. It's something that the nature is giving us in the best manner. Where it is possible, climatically, there is a forest, and the forest is using CO2 and is creating oxygen and also creating water and purifying water. And there is a good system of flora and fauna. Water and energy is coming from outside. This is the sun and the rain. And it shows us that we are really in a great planet. For instance, the sun is really giving us more energy that we need, and it is giving us energy in abundance. And still we are really living on gas, because we have missed in the last years to for instance, to invest into energy, into a sustainable energy. And well, this is, we all cannot live in the forest. The forest maybe give us a place for 120 million people, but we are now 8 million. That's why we have also lost some forest. We have also now we are in a precarious situation. We are in a situation of deforestation because we have extinguished things that we need. This variety of species is very important. Everybody knows why we need bees. And in some years, we will know why it is good to have mosquitoes, even if we are now annoyed with them. So we are, step by step, we are not living in an ecosystem, and we are not living in a rotative system any longer. In the time of crisis, there something has been created, and the circular valley. The idea was born in the climate crisis 3 years ago, and it was, well, discussed during COVID. This was a good moment because especially the entrepreneurs didn't have to travel, and in COVID times it was born, this idea. And last year, once COVID was over, we had the first virtual conference. The D model was not virtual. And the second in March of this year in the historical main hall after the start of the war in the Ukraine. And now we are living the crisis of the lack of gas. And what I would like to present you that there are a lot of ideas how in our planet we can live together, 7-8 billion people, without losing too much and being sustainable. And we have got the first package. That is how can we manage to change into alternative materials, into alternative raw materials. And after that, we will talk with Jürgen Hingsen. Since 1984, he is a record holder in sports. We will talk about sports and startup because it is a similar discipline. And then second chapter, new startups that are dealing the topic of recycling. Because if something is not about raw material, but at the end it will be included in the circular economy, then we are talking about recycling. And after that, we have a further view about what students from our school say about the topic of recycling. And they have, well, talked with different company, with a startup company, and then the last batch is new startups, how to coordinate the new raw materials, the recycle options, but at the end we need material in time. And now we know that this is not something giving. We often see that now in the supermarket. And to avoid this in the circular economy, therefore we need solutions on platforms, and we will talk about that in the last part of this presentation. That's about our agenda, and we are really excited about that because we have talked about all these people. With all these people, we have 20 nations represented in this third cohort, and we will start with alternative raw materials. And the first view will be to India. And India, one of the biggest producer of food, it's also producing electricity. Sorry, it's producing hay, but what we and straw. What we can do with straw, well, we will see now.
And I'm founder of Structure Eco. I'm from India, a country that's the second largest producer of rice, wheat, and sugarcane, which means that this is a very common sight in my country almost every 4 months, because we are mostly an agricultural economy. But sadly, this is also a fairly common sight, because when you grow so much crop, you also obviously have a lot of waste, and that waste doesn't have a lot of usage, which means it's either burnt or it's thrown in the landfill. And this burning leads to a lot of air pollution, health cost, and a $30 billion loss to the Indian economy every year. And India is home to 9 of the 10 most polluted cities, and this is a big contributor to that. Now, I'm a civil engineer, and I also know that most of us here in this room spend a lot of time in buildings, and these buildings contribute anywhere between 40 to 50% to our global carbon footprint, which means that right now, sitting in this building, the choice of materials that we use is no more a choice if we all collectively, as a country, as a planet, wants to meet our carbon neutral goals. And that's where we believe that at Structure, we have a solution, which is we look at this unwanted waste of agriculture, we look at buildings that needs a lot of resources, and we combine them together, and we have India's first carbon negative building material that is made out of 96% straw. It's acoustically and thermally insulated. It's also fireproof, and compared to all mainstream products, it's competitive in its performance, aesthetics, and durability. In last 2 years, we have proven that it has the right product market fit back in our country. We have sold more than 100,000 square meters of this product, and this year, we are going to cross €1 million in revenue by proving that this product can be sold and be accepted by mainstream architects and builders. Now, what's next for Structure? We want to be a global building material company that looks at every alternative feedstock and create buildings into a carbon sink, and that's where our new product comes in, which is Magra. We all are aware of the fact that we use a lot of polyester and synthetic fiber to do thermal and acoustic insulation. In countries like Germany and Europe, all across winters, we use a lot of insulation products. And Magra is basically 100% natural, organic product that is biodegradable, made out of discarded fiber that people do not use into textile industry, and we convert them into natural fibers for insulation. And they can be used as an infill, as panels, as well as tiles. If I can only leave you with one word, that's that when you go back today, think about the buildings and the materials you choose, because we all have an opportunity to reimagine living, because waste is only a waste if you waste it. Thank you.
Wir machen das.
So we will go quickly through all the companies because after later on we will talk to everybody individually. We go to Uganda, and there we know what they will do with the waste of bananas and nuts.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Pike Kwizera, and I'm the co-founder at Higher Bioplastics, Uganda. For long, Africa has been known to be home to some of the most iconic wildlife, diverse cultural heritages, and over 1.2 billion warm people, like me. But there is something destroying this beauty: single-use plastic. Plastic pollution is a global challenge that you and me share in general, but its effects in the developing world are way more catastrophic. With plastic recycling rates as low as 3%, recycling alone cannot address this issue going forward. Fortunately, there is already existing biodegradable packaging that you can buy off the market here. And there is existing market for these products in Africa currently. But this packaging is currently brought onto the continent, imported, and costs anywhere between 40 to 50%. So for a business, a small-scale business that genuinely wants to switch from single-use plastic and move to sustainable packaging, simply cannot afford it. With product development support from the United States Department of Agriculture, we have created a cheaper packaging alternative that's biodegradable, and it's cheaper compared to the imported packaging that's currently on the African market. We basically use two raw materials, that's starch and various plant-based fibers, to give you a fiber-reinforced packaging, and we can use this packaging to form any other thing, but our initial product is fruit packaging, mainly built for the fruit export market. Because we employ a low-cost manufacturing process that utilizes a wide range of fiber resources, it means we can easily scale to any geography. On top of that, we will maintain our unit economics as low as possible. We are tapping into a $500 million opportunity across the African continent alone, made of the fast food, retail, and the fruit export, which we are currently diving into right now. We have actually prototyped this solution, and we've carried out over 2 years of R&D, market research, and we're selling over 300 of these pieces currently to fruit packing companies. But based on their positive feedback, we are now increasing this to 7,000 units per day, and then we envision to scale within the East African Free Trade region to tap into bigger markets. Are you a business here currently today that would like to make the switch to sustainable packaging, but you held back because of its higher costs? Please reach out today. We are looking for you. Or you're genuinely interested in this low-cost process and you'd like to actually send it and roll it out to any other partner or geography out there. Please reach out to Higher Bioplastics today, because we believe you can still turn a profit while you're making impact. Thank you very much.
Vielen Dank, Pike. Wir bleiben beim Plastik, gehen allerdings von Uganda nach Mecklenburg und beschäftigen uns mit Folien. Also Plastik ist ja eigentlich ein wunderbarer Werkstoff. Und wenn man ihn befandet mit 25 Cent, dann wird er auch sogar vernünftig recycelt. Das große Problem allerdings sind die Folien. Und je leichter sie werden, desto größer werden sie als Problem, weil je schlechter kann man sie am Ende auch wieder aufsammeln. Dieses Themas hat sich Cell2Green angenommen. Dirk Hollmann, ich will da nicht zu viel vorwegnehmen, präsentiert uns eine Folie, die nicht nur biobasiert, sondern bioabbaubar und als drittes auch noch recyclingfähig ist. Dirk.
Thanks.
Tack.
So tick tock, tick tock.
Our generation is polluting the world. And in principle, we have to do something against this. But sometimes we close our eyes and everything is fine. That's why we buy all the vegetables with PE foil. However, I have 2 kids, and they are also always looking for some computer games, and they never open their eyes. But one time they came to me, Dirk, well, Dad, what happens with you? Come on, you're a scientist, you have to do something. And I was surprised, actually, why they call it this. And they did this. So they collected also some waste, and they see how long it takes to degrade plastic waste in our environment. And this is not only a few, this is a lot of plastic waste. And so I went to my lab and said, I have to find a solution. My name is Dr. Kollmann, I'm the CEO of Cell2Green, and I did my homework. So we developed a process to convert biomass, to a very nice, transparent biofoil. So it's no plastics anymore. And this foil is really nice because you can use it, for example, in the biodegradable waste. But you can also use it to recycle. This is really nice because this is our starting material actually to do it again. So we can use any kind of bio-waste for our process. Furthermore, we have really nice opportunities or properties. So one is we are 100% of cellulose. So there's no additives inside, no endocrinic ones. This is really nice, actually. Normally, you have different layers. However, it's also breathable, so you can use it also for vegetables and everything of packagings. And furthermore, we are not that sick, we are this sick. Only 1/5 of a normal PE foil. So you can pack 5 times more than the normal ones. And today I have, we have also some partners, local partners, so they are really interested to exchange. As soon as you produce something, Dirk, please give it to us. But today I have only one question for you. Today you have the choice. You can choose, you can close your eyes again, and you choose the PE foil which you already use. No impact to the society, no impact to your kids. Well, you can also choose different ones. The future. Cell2Green. If you would like to do it, you have an impact to your children, to your grandchildren. And furthermore, you have an impact also for your company. If you would like to do this, if you would like to touch the future, call Cell2Green.
Ein ganz besonderes Privileg und eine ganz
It's a real privilege and it's my honor of the Circular Valley to be able to see all the ideas coming from over the world, because now we are going to Kenya and they will present a similar idea to us. Lavanda Biotech also is occupied with the same question, how to use sustainable, renewable energy for these materials.
I am the founder and CEO of Lavanda Biotech. When I was 14 years old, my family and I experienced a flooding incident in the slum that we were living in. So the next day, while walking around, I realized that the flooding was actually caused by plastic pollution that had clogged one of the major drainages in that area. And that got me wondering, what is it about plastic that makes it persist so much in the environment? why doesn't it just disappear when you're done with it like a banana peel or an apple core? And that singular incident is what motivated me to find out what plastic is made of and what sustainable alternatives are there that can be used to substitute for it. And that is how the inspiration for creating Luanda Biotech was born. We now know that 46% of the plastic pollution that gets into our oceans is actually due to thin film plastic. If nothing is done about that waste, that pollution will keep killing marine wildlife and entering our own food chains as human beings in the form of microplastics, where they pose a specific particular danger to the health of women and girls. So in response to this problem, Luanda Biotech has created Biotic. Biotic is a bio-based bioplastic that is made from agricultural waste. And it's not just agricultural waste like the banana peel or the apple core that I talked about. It's a kind of waste that not even animals feed on. So it's complete trash. And we take the opportunity to convert that trash into cash, something valuable. The material is biodegradable and recyclable, and it has the potential to reduce up to 42 million tons of carbon dioxide emissions annually. The material is also sustainable because it's not derived from wood sources, so it therefore has no impact on climate change, and it's not derived from food sources, notably starch like corn or etc. So it has no impact on food security for both humans and animals. Compared to our nearest competitor, for a similar price point, the one I've highlighted there, our product offers more than twice the tensile strength, which gives it a lot more versatility in the market. You can adjust the thickness, the tensile strength to fit different purposes. More than twice the tensile strength and almost twice the biodegradation rate. So this product offers a lot more value for money than what is already in the market by our competitors. Our product has a total available market of approximately 30 billion euros. And we are targeting a serviceable, obtainable market of approximately 5 billion euros. To get there, our roadmap is to enter the Kenyan market, introduce the product into the Kenyan market by the fourth quarter of this year, and expand into the East African market, the Africa-wide market, and eventually get into the global market by the second quarter of 2025. Our product has received notable mentions and several awards. Most notably, we are now finalists in the Tom Ford Plastic Innovation Prize, which is a global competition. We're also finalists in the AfriPlastics Challenge, and we're also winners of the Next Packaging Movement that was sponsored by Perrier. We've also received up to 22 media mentions, most notably in Forbes magazine, Sustainable Plastics, among others. We have quite some traction in the form of a total of 280,000 euros in grants raised so far. We have produced our MVP, as you can see. We've had it tested for chemical and mechanical properties, and we've received a letter of interest from one of the major players in the consumer industries, which is Perrier. We are here today asking for commercial partnerships to enable piloting of this product and scaling into the market, and also an investment of 1 million euros in grants and equity. To do all this, we've put together a strong team led by myself as the founder and CEO. My name is Faith Obange. We also have our scientist, our material scientist, Dr. Geoffrey Otieno, who is the head of R&D. We have Carol Masila, our lawyer, who handles all our IP issues and other legal matters, and Brian Michael, our head of finance, who handles finance and budgeting and accounting. Because we believe as a company that a sustainable future, a sustainable world is possible, we really would like to get in touch with you to discuss further, so please, we're asking you to connect with us here through our contacts, or meet us later at the exhibition stands, and let's join us on this journey towards a more sustainable future. Thank you.
Ja, vielen Dank, Faith. Wir bleiben für 3 weitere Minuten bei den Polymer.
Many thanks. We'll talk 3 more minutes about polymer materials, polyurethane, and we will talk about waste materials coming from the leather industry.
Turn it off.
wasn't on. Okay, now it's working. Yay! Okay.
Bringen wir die da vielleicht.
Did you know that there never was really a good alternative to petrochemical soft foam? Well, now there is. My name is Charlotte, and today I'm here with EcoSoft Fiber, a natural fiber-based soft foam substitute. Yearly, there are over 1 million tons of petrochemical soft foam produced. This does not only mean that it takes a lot of energy and fossil resources, but is also producing an enormous amount of hazardous waste that is mostly non-recyclable. But we have the solution for this. EcoSoft Fiber is made from wasted natural fibers. Our raw material is an inadvertent side product of the industries and normally goes to landfill as well or is incinerated. But we found a way to transform those natural fibers into EcoSoft Fiber, a biosoft foam that has still the same physical properties as petrochemical soft foam, but is emission-free, biodegradable, and fully recyclable. We have already entered the market, as you can see here, in 2021 in hull absorption and interior design, but I am sure that we will substitute any kind of application of petrochemical soft foam in the future with a 100% ecological economy solution. But who are the people behind the idea? I think our management team is the key to success. We combine strength, knowledge, and lots of business experience, but we also want to learn and achieve something. In the past, we have already made some steps. For example, finding the perfect way of combining aesthetics and performance. As you can see here, we have already obtained some awards for our unique and special design, but also important certificates such as the Oeko-Tex leather standard. My name is Charlotte, and with EcoSoft Fiber, my mission is to make the world great again. So, if you are interested, either as an investor or as a possible customer, please feel free to reach out or maybe have a quick chat later. Thank you.
Vom Weichschaum gehen wir zu den ganz.
Now, coming from the foam, we will talk about hard materials that are contained within ashes. I'd never thought about it because normally we don't think much about ashes, and when we burn something, most of it goes as CO2 into the air, and there's some residual material we don't need for anything. And if we think about it, this is materials that have been burnt already, and there is a material, zeolite, which is achieved through a degradation and through a very intensive burning procedure, zeolite. And if you think about it, this is already contained in many ashes, so why should we produce this if it could be a waste product coming from other combustion processes? So it's like a marvelous material Robert Kunstmann will present to us now. Robert, the floor is yours.
Ash, ash, ash. 400 million tons of ash are sent to landfill year after year. My name is Robert. I'm the COO of AC Biot. We turn ash into cash. In industry, we understand the problem of sending ash to landfill. High disposal costs, increasingly stringent legislation, and environmental problems. There are actually a few companies here who can relate to this. Can I see hands up from Wuppertaler Stadtwerk or AWG? Metabolon and Remondis, and of course Carbolic as well. What we do for you is turn this ash into Circulite, an absorbent that we can use to clean the air, water, and the soil. And now we are scaling up our carbon capture technology. Activated carbon is dominating this market that's grown to $57 billion by 2025. But it can only absorb physically those substances we see in gray. Circulite can do all of that, plus also absorb chemically those substances you can see in green. The main advantage remains that we use waste materials, so it can be sold for up to 10 times cheaper than competitor products. But how do we know this is true? We've got 2 completed projects in Asia where we're turning ash into Circulite. And we've got 5 more of these projects in planning where we use standard machines and processes, but just like Coca-Cola, we keep the secret how we're fine-tuning this process. This will shock you. We don't produce Circulite. We help you build Circulite recycling plants. We've got 3 of these scheduled to start construction next year, and the following year our carbon capture technology will be ready. For this, we are hiring a senior chemist to assist our CTO, who's a world expert in catalysts and zeolites. So join our team that already has over 70 years of industry experience and is passionate about turning 400 million tons of ash into cash. Thank you very much.
Zum nächsten kann ich keine gute Überleitung herstellen.
I don't know how to introduce the next topic. We will talk about leather substitute. And of course, we are needing more and more leather. It would be really great if we could create this coming from renewable materials. But here is our colleague, and he achieved this really difficult task.
Leather, pineapple leather, or cactus leather? It sounds fascinating, right? Leather made from plants. Now the problem is that all these leather alternatives are largely made from plastic. And that is why my old friends from back in school, Julian, Lucas, and together with myself, we put on our white coats and went to the lab. We have been researching and experimenting for the past 5 years. And the result of our hard work is Lover. Lover is a groundbreaking material. It feels just like leather, yet it is purely plant-based. No plastic at all. Now, how do we make this happen? We work with this guy here in the back. And no, although he could be, Jürgen is not a best ager model or an actor. Jürgen is a hemp farmer here in Germany. And we take what is left from his harvest, and through our patented process, we make Lover from it. With Lover, we lead the necessary change in the leather business. We want maximum impact. That is why we supply various industries with our product. We're already working with companies such as Adidas, Steelcase, and Volkswagen. Now, all these companies demand us to produce Lover at a large scale. But as you can see on this picture, we have already produced 1,000 square meters of Lover in just one production trial. And this is what the upcoming months will be all about, perfecting the industrial production. We are working on this with a German contract manufacturer. Now, please get in touch. And we mean that literally. You simply have to touch our product. So come and see me after the presentation, and you will get an impression of what we do. Together, we might come up with new ideas for products made with Lover. My name is Montgomery, and I'm very much looking forward to meeting you. Thank you.
Ich weiß nicht, wie es Ihnen geht, aber ich finde das.
I don't know what you think, but sometimes it's difficult to remember everything we hear here, because the message is that for everything we can find a natural substitute, but we haven't talked about one material class, which are mushrooms. Really fantastic plants, and Biomic asks themselves, how could we help someone who is inventing natural substitutes for plastic? So we will hear two presentations now. One about the fantastic mushrooms and not the ones you're thinking about. And secondly, how could we, the design process, how could it be accompanied from the beginning till the end? Coming from Bulgaria, Atanas, the floor is yours.
The next generation of products is going to be made out of mushrooms. And there is a very good reason for this. Because every third product that's released on the market is positioned as sustainable because of huge consumer demand. Because of this and huge regulations, the biggest companies in the world are trying to make more and more sustainable products. But it's incredibly difficult to make sustainable products these days. You need to find the best material, you need to find expert designers that can work with it, you need to prototype it after designing, and you need to qualify the producers. And big companies know you have a very long procedure to do this. Of course, to top it all off, you need to dedicate resource to manage the whole process. It can get very complicated, incredibly fast. This is a diagram of how the process typically looks like. We make this process look like this. Hi, my name is Atanas, and I am the manager of Biomic. Biomic designs next-gen products and packaging from innovative materials for premium brands around the world. And our favorite material to work with is mycelium composite. It's just plant waste and the root structure of mushrooms. And this material has many amazing properties, but maybe the most important of which is that it's carbon negative. It can be used in various industries around the world, but we focus mainly on packaging and product design. So some of the projects we've done in the past, we've worked in cosmetics to create cosmetics packaging from the material and paper. We have created concepts from showcases for premium products. We have won international recognition and gold medals at design competitions, proving that mycelium has a place among luxury design. We have done custom construction equipment made of the material, and we've worked with industry leaders like Mercedes-Benz to develop assembly parts that are currently being used in 2 factories to assemble the S-Class and EQS models. And it seems like more and more companies are looking towards making products like this because we have very interesting projects lined up for this next year. Our team is comprised of experts in the field of design, biotechnology, and marketing. And we've been fortunate enough to be mentioned in various news outlets locally and internationally. So, to the important question, what can we do for you? Well, first of all, we can design sustainable products for your companies. But secondly, we can help you in R&D on mycelium composite and help you manage the whole process and consult you along the way. So if you'd like to learn how to leverage next-gen eco-materials to make sustainable products in your companies, we would love to talk to you right over there at our stand in a bit. Thank you very much.
Okay, so there's still one missing in the first block. We are talking about alternative raw material for feminine hygiene articles, products. And I give a warm welcome to Mary from Africa.
In this room, in one way or another, has bled. Blood is a sign of life. It is a sign of fertility for women and girls, but it also comes with a lot of shame. My name is Mary Nyaroy, and I'm the founder of Nyungu Africa from Kenya, and we are on a mission to make periods green. Green periods, you ask? Yes. Because sanitary products, which women use to manage their periods, are out of reach for millions of women and girls in Kenya. According to FSG, 65% of women and girls in my country cannot be able to afford sanitary pads. So some of them, as recent as June, are digging holes to manage their periods, and others are trading sex for pads, which is making Kenya become the third country in terms of teenage pregnancies. And that's why my company comes in. We are transforming underutilized agricultural waste of pineapple leaves and corn husk fibers because Kenya produces cumulatively over 2 million tons of feedstock, which is either left to rot or burn in the farms. And we are transforming it into a basic health product that performs immensely well compared to other product offerings in the market and has an exciting future. Our brand is called Zetu. This is Zetu, a biodegradable, locally made manufactured pad from underutilized feedstock of pineapple leaves and corn husk fibers that targets 6 UN SDGs. We're entering a 24 billion growing market with global trends in circular economy and a demand for eco-friendly sanitary pads. And we're going to be targeting Gen Zs who are, through our one-to-one business model, for every product we sell, we're going to be donating it to women and girls in need. Now, we have created global buzz, good ones, in fact. I was recently named the best female entrepreneur in Africa by Total Energies. And in the next 4 years, we plan on getting certification of our product. We also plan to set up a pilot plant and also diversify into other materials such as diapers, incontinence pads, and the adult diaper industry. And we are backed by a killer team of experts and advisors who believe that progress in this industry cannot wait. And we're asking for your help in cash and in kind of 98,000 euros to help us set up our pilot plant. And if you have machines, we need a pulping machine and an automatic sanitary pad to be able to produce the sanitary pads. If you believe that women and girls have human rights and they have periods, and we should never be able to make them make their choice between the two. So join us in making periods green because we believe that better periods are good for women, girls, and the planet. Thank you.
Ich danke insbesondere den Herren unter Ihnen für den Applaus.
Also to the men in between you, because it's a topic that you don't reflect maybe once in a while. It is very important to think about that. Thank you, Mary. So with that, we have finished the first batch, and I'm very happy to give a warm welcome to Mr. Hansen. He has been When I was born, Jürgen was 10 already, and he was training already, and he won in 1968. So he was very good also with 10 years, and he started to train after 15 years. He was German champion and German youth champion. And in the end, he's finished at Olympia. So I'm very happy to give you a warm welcome here and to talk about decathlon and the championship and startups. So I can look at you deep in the eye. So you're a big person as well. So you started in '68, and you noticed that you were very good. 15 years of decathlon, and you have developed yourself 15 years. And in the end, 8,832 points. This is a record in 1984. And this is the German record. No German has ever been better than Jürgen Hingsen. It's a long time ago. I was very good at soccer, but my mother was against it. And because I was very big, I was always bigger than the others. I started with the athletics, and I got help and support by my father. And so because of health reason, he had to run through the forest, and then we did this sport together. And he explained a lot about nature, about the nature, the sport. This is all linked, and that's how it started. And we had a key event. This happens also often to startup companies. I noticed that this was my determination, and I was 10 years old when I was fighting in the competition in the contest of Waldorf, and the trainer asked me not only to run through the forest, also to train into depth for athletics, and then with training and to be engaged so you can come up to the front. I had got a competitor, Daley Thompson, from GB, and maybe you know him. And until I was 18 years old, I was only training. I'm still the German champion until today. That's worth an applause, yes. Fantastic. Though the startups are doing something similar, they need to have a good idea, they must have to develop it, they have to create an organization, they have to think about the bookkeeping and so on. So that's not enough only to be good at one thing. You have to be good in everything. What's your recommendation from your point of view? Where are similar ideas? How can you manage to cope with several things at the same time? And you can never do things alone. In the decathlon, you are alone, but you have got a team as well. We need a team from the beginning on with specialists. You need a good therapist once in a while, and the muscles are really strongly tightened, and then you need a good nutrition. Also, maybe you need a nutrition counselor. This is something normal in the 18th. Maybe you know Robert Hart, and he had a diet together with Navratilova. These are developments that we are living in the sport. So the team is very important. It's the base. The talent, I notice it, if I have got talent or not, if I can delegate, if I am focused on the target correctly, but you have to know once. We don't have only 10 disciplines. You're training in batches. You have got running, jumping, force training, power training, to be strong and fun apart, to have endurance. And you need psychological strength and to be really capable to fight, to have a competitor. If you've got a Mr. Thompson in front of you, and who is also, well, trying to, in the long jump, to change some, well, basic numbers. So I think it's not the same in startups, but the same ideas behind. You need a good idea and a good team. And I have to take into account that also the economy is not always happy. You have always competitors, and there are always is a headwind, and there are always people who are against you, and people who think that you can be better than you. And in this sense, we need certain communication. And I'm very happy that you do that here. Communicate with the economic, with the industry. It's very important. An industry that is open for new ways. So that's happening similar in sports, of course, due to the training and due to certain technical options. We have the possibility to verify our performance. This is today better than 30 years ago with a simple mobile phone. For instance, you can do a slow motion video and to look how the pole heights, the pole jump can be performed. And this is really technical support. This is really decisive to see that one is fit, that one also can communicate and has a good idea about the topic. And then with the correct ideas, for instance, with your platform, you can find the correct people that will help you. You mentioned beforehand that you as a medal owner are promoted. It was 1,000 Deutsche Mark at his time per month. This was a lot of money at this time, but still, only with the money, you were not as successful. Did you get some, well, support from the industry? Or before, I was already champion of the German youth. Maybe you know from Bayer Oerdingen, from the football, the trainer, he told me, I have got a good deal for you. I will give you 10 kilograms of meat per week. So this was really helpful. And at this time, I have a motorcycle. So my father and I, we traveled to Oerdingen, 25 kilometers. Not always comfortable. Also with bike, but with 17th I was with Eintracht Duisburg, and they didn't have a pole. So just before the championship, I found a trainer who showed me how to correctly jump the pole at this time. So I always had the potential in hand, but, well, it was a little bit lucky as well. I was youth champion at this time. Before me, it was Jürgen Kretschmer. And then I bought a car, which was sponsored by the club. And the decathlon really costs a lot of money. Imagine how much a pole costs. If you have, maybe you need 10 poles, and this is a lot of money. So you have to be active. Bayer Oerdingen gave me a good base, and I got also promoted by the German sports aid, and I had additional sponsoring. But from 82 on, I received some additional money. This changed from 82. So we could do some more marketing, and I got some more money. Apart from the training, which were 5 to 6 hours, and physiotherapy, etc., I was looking on my own luck, and I had a lot of discussions. I had a lot of contracts, and this management helped me to improve in sports as well. Nowadays, it is a little bit different, and the sport people have got a strong management. In soccer, it is pretty clear, and they're earning way more money than athletics. So for us, we have got a very important function of the professional of the professional manners that how we can continue after being a sportman. So, and to have an apprenticeship, to be close to companies, to really improve in your core competences, and to maybe be important and prepared to be in the company. I'm very happy now to see all the options. We have known really great young people here. It's a nice development, and I'm very happy to be here and be part of this. Thanks a lot. We are also very happy that you are here.
Die nächsten machen sich schon fertig, deswegen gestatte mir bitte nur eine Frage, Jürgen.
Ja.
Just one last question, because the next speakers are already being ready. I think few people in this room will participate in decathlon themselves, but which suggestions could you give the younger ones, the bit older ones who are very much engaged with their work regarding sports? Well, of course, if you do a lot of mental work, then it's important to have also some sports, so to have a little bit of balance. Yeah, I think all of them, they like to walk through the woods. You know where the train passes, the old train ways. You know the place I'm referring to. So what I'm trying to say, just go out into the nature, just enjoy the forest. I think this is something beneficial to all of us. Just take your bike or go for a walk and absorb the nature. And our startup companies, if they encounter kind of a blockage, then I just recommend them to go for a run, and this really relaxes our mind and body, whether it is on their own or together with the whole team. So, of course, I could also give you some more instructions regarding the training, but this might be enough. Thank you.
Zweiter Block.
The second block, recycling technologies, will start with plastics, mixed plastics, which are difficult to treat and ban in Circular Valley from 11 from Great Britain asked themselves, what should we do with plastic waste if we can't recycle it, if we don't want to burn it?
Follow those photos. I'll do my best. My name's Ben, and I'm the co-founder of Circular 11. We turn low-grade plastic waste into building materials and home products, and we do so in order to create an end market for the film-based and mixed plastic streams, which make up over half of global plastic waste. Now, the packaging industry cannot reuse these types of streams, making them economically almost impossible to recycle. To take an example of plastic film, over 90% goes to waste even in Europe, and much of this is then exported to regions with even less recycling infrastructure. This is an environmental catastrophe because here it is very often openly burnt, releasing black carbon with 5,000 times the heating potential of CO2. But it's also a market problem because unmanaged plastic value chains are a corporate liability. So the world's largest companies have committed to increase their recycling rates over threefold by 2030, but they currently cannot achieve these targets with existing recycling technologies. And that's where we come in. So we spent a year setting up an experimental extrusion line in the back of an old lorry and designing a production process that can take the plastic waste that nobody else on the market can recycle and turn them into a feedstock material. Now, we work with brands like the National Trust and other corporates, and we also work with commercial recyclers who would otherwise send these streams straight to incineration. And we use composite technology, silica-based strengtheners, fillers, and fibers to turn this into a material that's 7 times as strong as brick. It's rot-free, and it's designed to last a lifetime. It's very, very durable. And so it can be used in a whole range of substitutes from timber to slate. The possibilities go from outdoor furniture to a wide range of building materials. And we deliver value on both sides of the value chain. So we have customers on the supply side who we deliver fully traceable recycling services to. And then we use their feedstock to create products with quantified carbon savings, which we then sell to businesses or public procurement channels. Now, the markets are enormous and growing. So even just to take outdoor furniture as our foothold market, we're already selling in the UK. In Europe alone, almost 20 billion euros a year is spent on outdoor furniture. And this is just a drop in the ocean compared to the green building materials market. We've proven that we're a team that can execute. We already operate in the UK. We've raised over 200,000 euros in grants and equity. And we're expanding our operation to a much larger industrial unit in November. But we're looking to push our technology to communities that need waste management the most. So we're opening an investment round at the end of the year so that we can set up our first pilot plant in India in 2023. And we're looking for partners that can help us understand how to enter these complex markets and create as much additionality in the plastic recycling value chain as possible. So we'd love to hear from you. Please come and speak to us afterwards if you think you could strengthen our mission. It's always going to be stronger together. We'll be standing over there, and we'd love to speak to you. Thank you very much.
Wunderbar, vielen Dank, Ben. Und von
Thank you so much, Ben. And from England, we go to Spain. From the macro particles, we go to the nanoparticles, talking about catalysts, which are wonderful devices. They accelerate, and normally they are very, very small, and that's a problem. If they are within a process, then do their work. But in the end, it's difficult to take them out again, and that's what Bioferric Inc. does. They try to take out the small particles. Adrian Nadal, please, the floor is yours.
11 billion euros are spent on precious metals, nanoparticles, catalysts every year. And this is a curious fact, because by definition, a catalyst is not consumed after its use. And still, just less than 10% of platinum catalyst nanoparticles for industrial applications are recycled after a year of life. So the logic answer here should be, why isn't industry recycling these high-value, reusable nanomaterials, saving themselves a fortune? And the answer is because they cannot. Hello to everyone. My name is Adrián Nadal. I am from Spain, and I'm here today to present to you Bioferric Inc. If you go today to the market looking for a recovery solution, you can find nanofiltration, able to recover nanoparticles, but not in an industrial scale. You can also find ultrafiltration, able to recover materials in an industrial scale, but not as small as nanomaterials. So there was no technology able to do it, but now we can. Bioferric has developed a technology able to recover, control, and manipulate nanomaterials in an industrial scale. We use a technology based in the utilization of magnetic microparticles like this one. These particles are composed by two different elements. The first one, a magnetic nucleus, that allows us the control of the movement of the particles through magnetic fields. The second one, a coating agent, that allows us to catch the nanomaterials that we want. Back into our example, if we recover the 90% of non-recycled platinum catalyst nanoparticles in industrial applications, it represents more than 1.2 billion euros every year. But our technology is not just applicable for catalysts. We want to install circular economy systems in every industry that wants to recover specific materials. For example, the extraction of lithium, the extraction of microplastics, or the extraction of other heavy metals. We have a committed and multidisciplinary team which covers several knowledge fields, like engineering, R&D, and business management. To sum up, we have achieved a 99% extraction of nanomaterials in 5 liters. But now we want more. We want to do the same thing with 200 liters. But for that, we need you. We need every company here that use, produce, recycle, or want to recover specific materials or nanomaterials to send us a sample, because we want to show you what we are able to do. So my last question here is, who will be the first one joining the industry of the future? We will be waiting for you right over there. Again, sorry, I'm not over. Again, my name is Adrián Nadal. We are Bioferric, and we want to make industrial nanotechnology affordable. Thank you so much.
Ich sage es mal mit meinen Worten. Die schicken kleine Magneten da rein und da haften.
So let's say it with my words. So they take small magnets, and those magnets will attract the microparticles. That's how I understood it. And we continue with the topic of purification, and now we will talk about water, but we won't talk about metallic components, but organic hard particles. Water is a very important topic on our agenda, especially after the dry summer. I'm very happy to give a warm welcome to Andre.
Thanks, Carsten. Hello, everyone. My name is Andre Stolz, and I have left my well-paid corporate job to follow my passion for sustainability and to make an even bigger impact to environment and society. At EcoWorth Tech, I get to turn waste to worth. Did you know that about 80% of world's wastewater is being dumped back into an environment, untreated? To treat the water, especially that contains organic contaminants like oils or grease, is very costly and inefficient. Legislation, however, is tightening everywhere, and corporates, through their ESG programs, require the reuse of the water. EcoWorth Tech has a solution to it by turning waste to worth. We are producing an environmentally friendly super-absorbent sponge technology that we call carbon fiber aerogel, or in short, CFA. This material, which I'm holding in my hand, is ultra-efficient in the absorbency of a wide range of liquid organics like oils, grease, fats, dyes, and solvents, up to a stunning 190 times its own weight. And as you can see in the video, like a sponge, you can simply squeeze it out, reuse the organics, you reuse the water, and redeploy the sponge over and over again. It's a patented technology, and this material can be made out of a biomass waste, which means we can use natural waste materials like fibers or husks, but we can also use waste paper and waste carton for the productions of this material, and the production is carbon negative. We then use CFA to clean the water, with the focus on reusing, of course, the water, but also the organics. And even the used CFA later on can be used as a fertilizer. And with that, we're closing the circular economy loop. We have been incorporating this material into our first commercial product, an industrial heavy-duty filter that removes the oil more reliably and longer versus current filters in the market. And our customer is enjoying a stunning 40x return on investment on our product. Compared to other water treatment solutions, we have clear point of difference on the performance, the organic recovery, and positive environmental benefits. The team that brings this innovation to life consists of experts with both scientific and business expertise, and each of them is as passionate to roll out the technology. Our business model is centered around the sales of the carbon fiber aerogel as a consumable and the equipment as a one-time. We are offering attractive financials and are working with renowned clients on actual implementation. We are looking now for you as a client who want to upcycle your biomass waste, or for you who want to use our solutions for efficient oily water treatment. But we are also looking for funding up to 3 million euro to get to full commercial sales. Engage with us in transforming waste to worth. Thank you.
Wir bleiben bei der Waste-to-Worth
So we are still with waste-worth transformation, and there are no new energies, no technologies. We already know that in Germany, and we know that photovoltaic and aeolic energy is something important. And what will we do at the end of life with all these windmills? Stanislav has asked himself how to use the silicium and do a process with that and do something new with it. So welcome here.
Please raise your hands. He have, you have, a lot of people have. But do you know what happened with solar panel after exploitation? My name is Stanislav Yevlashin, and I'm co-founder of EcoSilica team, and I will explain what happened with panel after exploitation. Today, 93 billion of panels already installed, and number of this panel increased year by year. However, average lifetime of this panel about 20-25 years. And what happened next? Like another trash, they generate mountains of such type of waste. This is not recyclable yet. And it is predicted that in 2050, it will be about 80 million tons of such type of waste. And this waste should be recycled. Today, there exists solution for recycling silicone, glass, metal, plastic. But up to now, there is no any solution for recycling silicone. For recycling silicone, two different solutions can be used. One, fully recuperation and creation of silicone electronic grade. Another, this is our solution, we transform silicone to silicon oxide nanoparticles. These nanoparticles can be used in different fields like chemistry, medicine, cosmetics. And if you look on the market of silica, it's really huge. In 2020, it was about 3 billion. And it is predicted that in 2030, it will be about 6 billion. It's a really huge amount. Of course, a lot of companies already produce such type of product. But if you look on the technology, some company presented here, and if you look on this technology, we realized that they use really aggressive chemistry for production such type of nanoparticles, such type of oxide. In our case, our solution is simple, environmentally friendly, and can be easily installed in different production lines. So we started our business 2 years ago from the science. We won a small grant from our university. We are already for creation of prototype. We patented our technology. We received PCT application, and now we are scaling our business. So here we are looking for partner and would like to implement our solution. If you bring us silicone waste, we can transform this waste to silicon nanoparticles, and we can share the profit together. Who we are? We are really strong in science and engineering, a strong background, and also in business. This is our team, and if you have any questions, please follow us in different social media or just go to our website. Thank you for your attention.
Von der einen Zukunftstechnologie Photovoltaik kommt.
One future technology, we are going now to the aeolic energy. So we will have millions of new windmills, fantastic, good material, super light material. And by the end of their life, what will we do with the fiber? So Geosun from Canada is working with it. How can I work with the plastic and the fiber and separate them and use them? Welcome here.
Hello everyone, my name is Osayuki, and I'm happy to add color to the stage. I'm from Geocell Materials. At Geocell, we recycle and reuse fiber reinforced plastic waste from different sources, maybe wind turbine blade, fiberglass boat hulls, aerospace parts, and so on. We are solving a huge single plastic problem. By 2050, over 500 million tons of this waste will be accumulated. This is because there is increasing use of these materials in different sectors, as you can see, from tanks, to pipes, to construction, and so on. And there is not enough solutions to recycle this huge amount of waste. In addition, there is government regulations mandating the recycling of this huge waste. So at Geocell, we take this waste material, we call it waste resources, and convert them into clean glass fibers and resin powder. These clean fibers will be used to make virgin fibers for new turbine blades. While we are developing solutions to use the resin powder for new advanced applications. How does our process work? Our process weakens the bond between the fibers and the plastic in the composite. The plastic is turned into resin powder, and then the fibers are extracted from the composite and separated from the powder by just sieving or air classification. So we are employing a process that is low energy, low waste, low cost, and also sustainable. And we do this without the use of water or any form of chemicals. So we are engaging with companies like yourself through IP licensing, through product development, or we offer recycling services. We also work with the government to clean up the environment. Our team includes myself and my co-founder with over 20 years in the area of material science, engineering, and business. Personally, I finished from Uni Halle here in Germany a while ago. My master's was in applied polymer science. We also have a team of advisors who are helping us to scale our process to the commercial level. We are asking here today for funding and technical development expertise to set up a pilot scale operation here in Germany, so that we can scale up our process to the commercial level. Geocell Materials is solving a huge single plastic problem, and we are inviting you to join us. Thank you.
Also ich muss sagen, ich fände das wunderbar, nachdem wir in Deutschland ja die
That in Germany we have got a huge eolic technology. Now we are thinking about the topic how to recycle all the windmills. So this would be very important. So I think this would be great. We are sticking to the recycling and passing to Colombia and thinking about the idea what we can do with old soft soles of the shoes and very soft plastic. Juan has a good idea, and the exciting thing is that there are two sides giving support. One, there are more legislation concerning the producer of shoes, because there is an external producer responsibility. And in the construction industry, more and more, you have to use recycled components. So the producer and the constructor has to have an eye on those materials. And this is the niche where someone as Juan is acting. So welcome here, Juan.
Hi, everyone. My name is Juan Guillermo Rios. I came from Colombia, and I present HESCOL. Sorry. Two major industries have major challenge in their environmental goals. One of them is the fashion industry. They pollute a lot. They even make great efforts to measure the carbon CO2, but in the end of the life cycle, their products are landfilled or burned. We also have the construction sector. They use 60% of non-renewable resources. They generate 30% of CO2 emissions, and is the second largest plastic consumer. In HESCOL, we are aware of that, and we want to help them out. We transform difficult circularity polymers, like polyurethane, that are landfill or burned, into products, like building bricks and panels. These products have great thermal and soundproof properties. We can give them color SN, so you can pass by in the exhibition and smell it. And also are great for construction, for sustainable construction, because they are energy saving. The best feature of all, don't deplete natural resources. We have two main streams of gathered material. Every industry that uses polyurethane as raw material. They have the same waste issues as the footwear industry. Also, every industry that uses security boots in their factories, every year have to give to their employees and increasing the waste problems. The best of our products is that we take back into our facility and transform it again into new raw material. We have two main sources of revenue. Selling our products, this material that can be applied in plastic sectors, our products, and we have a specific target, the construction sector. Because by law, they have to incorporate 30% of recycled materials into their buildings. Also, we gain profit by the waste recollection. In exchange, we give them a certificate of reuse. We are the first Colombian transformer of polyurethane registered into a green directory. Also, we have our patent filed and our PCT. This is our team. Nela Marcela Avila is the CEO. She has vast experience in circularity. And myself, Juan Guillermo Rios, I have vast experience in materials in the footwear industry. But as a team, we achieved the great goal that we take down the myth that the polyurethane cannot be recycled. We dream that you can join us. We want to establish here in Germany, in other countries as well. We like to sell our patent, and we like funding because there are other materials that don't belong to the landfills. Thank you very much. We wait for you. And remember, if we recycle your shoes, they are worth more than the cost. Thank you very much for your time.
Vielen Dank, Juan. Ich finde, wir haben jetzt einige ganz faszinierende Beispiele von mechanischem Recycling von Kunststoffen gesehen. Aber wenn das denn nicht mehr geht, wenn man tatsächlich das Polymer wieder runterbrechen muss in Monomere, dann kommt Carbolic zum Einsatz. Christian Haupt kommt direkt um die Ecke aus Remscheid. Das Gute liegt oft so nah. Willkommen.
My name is Christian Haupt. I'm from Remscheid, obviously, and I'm more a start-through than a start-up. I started my business, or I wanted to introduce to you an oiling technology that I think can be a key to circular economy. In our Remscheid team, we are competent in a lot of engineering disciplines, and we cared about mechanical recycling for a while. And for 18 years now, we work on chemical recycling solutions. So today, we have the only industrial-size thermochemical conversion plant in Germany up and running, fully licensed, and the product is used in standard processes in chemical industry already. We turn waste plastic into oil. The one-stage process that we have is efficient, and there are lots of rumors that chemical recycling is not efficient. But when we talk about the quality of the product that we can achieve by converting these plastics or contaminated plastics, we have to point out that every enthalpy has to be added by energy, has to be resolved by energy. And looking at the quality of the product, this is very economical. Our product can be used in existing chemical processes. We deliver our product into crackers, into refineries, and we aim for plastic use, for plastic reproduction of virgin quality. But for sure, on a worldwide basis, this can be used as an energy carrier too. When we talk about Germany, we talk about 6.3 million tons of plastic waste, and of which currently, and with modern technologies, roughly 40% goes to mechanical recycling. 60% gets burned, either in incineration plants or in cement kilns, using the energy. By introducing Carbolyc to these technologies, to these branches, we can save more than 4 million tons of CO2 emissions, more or less immediately. The rate of plastic recycling will double. So we have to convince politics and we have to convince investors to invest in such technologies. Explicitly, I want to mention that we see no competition in mechanical recycling. If this region here is a circular valley and we talk about a region that is progressive in circular economy, let's take the lead in circular plastics. 20 million people generate roughly 1.5 million tons of plastic waste per year. If we take 500 kilotons, we can serve up to 3 or 4 sites within this region to serve the industry with roughly 300,000 tons of this material. We are looking for sites. Actually, there should be a couple of power plants out of use. There should be pit minings out of use that we have to address, or where we can put such plants. We have to ask for feedstock. Waste industry is if you ask for waste, nobody will get you waste. If you want to get rid of waste, nobody wants to take waste. So if we ask for feedstock, we need potential partners in waste industries. We need funds. Such an installation, a project of a 10,000 tons plant will be roughly a 30 million investment. I think that there will be a lot of public subsidizing, but unfortunately it will not be everything, so we need investors. And most of all, we need experience, because best agers know how. There is a lot of experience in this land and people sitting at home trying to get involved in this again. And we need youngsters because they know why. The new generation is not willing to accept that we keep on going what we are doing, and hopefully we will have access to bright people that will help us to do so. So, thank you for your attention. Please join us in making circular economy become real, and I hope that I can tell something about this later on. Thank you very much.
Wäre das nicht wunderbar? Wir produzieren hier so viel Müll. In der größten Metropolregion Europas. Und wir haben keine großmaßstäbliche Anlage, um den Plastikmüll chemisch zu recyceln. Die Franzosen bauen jetzt was für 1 Milliarde in Paris, gemeinsam mit der amerikanischen Eastman. Aber wir haben viel mehr Müll hier, also wir haben viel mehr Potenzial. Und deswegen ist es wichtig, dass wir...
We have more potential, sorry. So, from going to the smallest parts, we are going now to a technology that has no idea to making things small. We are going back to the solar panels, and Biosphere has got the goal to produce solar modules that are not glued in the same manner as produced in the last 20 years. Solar modules that are produced in a different manner, and the end of life makes it easier. So Tim, welcome here from the Netherlands.
Hi, everyone. We're Biosphere Solar, and we've got some good news and some bad news. The bad news is I need my clicker. The good news is solar is booming. The bad news is that its dark twin, the PV waste that will be generating down the line, is also booming. This means that billions of panels are going to end up like this, poisoning our wastewater, and its precious resources are going to run out before we can reach the full capacity of the energy transition. Now, right now, this only encompasses 1% of the European energy mix, but we are heading for a solar eclipse. And this means that up to 60% of our solar energy could be made out of solar. So, at Biosphere Solar, we are moving away from the EVA lamination that is gluing together our solar panel and to a simpler design, more elegant, that can be disassembled. This means that it can be repaired once it's outdated and it can be upgraded. Because the EVA lamination is also one of the root causes of the degradation of the solar panel, it has a much longer lifetime without it. This means a lower footprint and a lower levelized cost of electricity. Now, what's the catch? Well, of the thousands of solar panel manufacturers, we've only found 4 that in some way make a more sustainable panel. Because we remove the lamination, we have slightly higher reflection losses. However, we think this is a technical challenge that can be overcome within the next few iterations. We give panels a unique right to repair, which means that over its more extended lifetime, it can generate much more electricity than an average solar panel. Unfortunately, with all tech, the fair labor conditions are always questionable. However, this is why Biosphere aims at involving in local European supply chains for our product. And a focus is on aesthetics so that it can be widely applied and we can be proud to have it on a building like this one, for example. Now, what have we achieved so far? Well, so far, after our proof of concept, we've been thoroughly researching the improvements for the process and are in full technical development of our prototype. The aesthetics, marketability, and move towards industry for this product are the challenges we are facing. And we are working open source in order to rapidly accelerate this process. Now, with the first 30,000 euros, we are building this prototype in order to set up a pilot production line, and we are currently looking for 230,000 euros in investment and are looking for launching customer pools, so industry partners with which to build this modular solar panel. Once we move to more large-scale production, we will need 2 million in investment for our low-cost product for global markets. Now, let's use solar for a sunnier future. Thank you.
Super, vielen Dank, Tim.
Thank you so much, Tim. And what will we do with the current once we produce it? We need to store it. What will we do with the lithium-ion batteries at the end of life? Nowadays, they are just put into the waste, but there are countries who could use them well, and we will have them here on stage. They come from Bangladesh. We are having more and more battery waste, and Bangladesh wants to go from their older batteries to the lithium-ion batteries. And they are prepared to use old German batteries and convert them into new batteries that will work for some more years. I think that's a fantastic idea.
From the country named Bangladesh. For climate change mitigation, we're moving from fossil fuel-run cars to electric cars, which is a great initiative. But with the electric cars comes the lithium-ion battery waste. So by the end of this decade, we'll have 12 million tons of lithium-ion battery waste in the landfills, which are harmful for the soil. On the other hand, in Bangladesh, we have tuk-tuks. Tuk-tuks are usually powered by acid battery. Due to the harmful nature of the acid batteries, government has declared that you have to phase out the acid battery with lithium-ion battery within the next 3 years. We have 4 million tuk-tuks that gives over $1 billion market opportunity. If we don't replace the acid batteries with the lithium batteries, 40 million drivers will lose their jobs. So, a global problem, too much lithium waste, and a problem of Bangladesh, not enough lithium and acid batteries. Borak Energia is here to save the day. With the lithium-ion battery waste we get from cars, laptops, and other electronics, we make battery packs which will replace the acid batteries. Our lithium-ion batteries last double the lifespan of an acid battery and costs half of a new lithium-ion battery. Acid batteries are usually very harmful, and the recycling process usually is toxic for the environment as well as for the human body. Workers who work there usually get bronchitis or lung cancers. On the other hand, our Borak Energia production process is very clean. Even my co-founder at the early stage used to do this in his bedroom. Our suppliers are usually the scrap markets of Bangladesh, but the supply isn't enough. We collect the scrap lithium batteries, we make battery packs out of them, and sell it to our customers, which are renewable energy companies and tuk-tuk companies. We usually make 40 to 60% profit on every battery we sell. We have international partners like Youth Collab from Singapore. We have European partner, Circular Valley. UNDP Bangladesh supports us immensely, and the government's ICT division of the, supports us in different ways. And after our second life, we send our batteries to High Tech Park Authority, where they crash the battery in a government-regulated way. We are more affordable and more reliable than our competitions. This is our electric motorcycle using our battery technology. This is our prototype for tuk-tuk. So by solving lithium-ion waste problem, we are making tuk-tuks more efficient and affordable. Together, we have 10 years experience in business. So we are looking for investment and partners. So if you think we're interesting enough, do visit us and communicate with us. Thank you so much.
Wunderbar. Das war
Fantastic. This has been the second block, the second of the 3 blocks we will have today. Now we will see a short video. As I told you, we have a students project here in Wuppertal, and they said they loved the ideas we presented before, and they picked out 3 examples. We'd like to show you one of these if you're interested, which I hope then the 22nd of September you can see the other videos as well here in Wuppertal. But because in general we think it's really important that this topic is being implemented and chosen by younger people, and this is why we wanted to let you see this film. It will be 10 minutes, but if you need to leave the room now, it will be the best moment because it will be before the start of the next block.
Ich bin Mia, ich bin 15 Jahre alt, gehe auf die Realschule Leimbach und gehe in die 9.
Ich bin Eladia, ich bin 15 Jahre alt, gehe auch auf die Realschule Leimbach und genau in dieselbe Klasse, also auch in die 9.
Also wir versuchen in Form von verschiedenen Stationen einfach Grundschüler das Thema Nachhaltigkeit näher zu bringen, weil das Thema sehr wichtig ist für die Zukunft und dass die Grundschüler schon direkt wissen, was Thema Nachhaltigkeit ist, damit die in Zukunft nachhaltiger leben können.
Unsere Motivation dazu ist, dass wir heutzutage finden, dass viele Menschen nicht auf Nachhaltigkeit achten und viele Dinge einfach wegschmeißen, obwohl das wichtige Rohstoffe heutzutage sind, die alle gebrauchen können. Und dadurch, dass sie noch jung sind, können sie es schneller lernen und direkt sich das angewöhnen, Nachhaltigkeit wichtig zu schätzen und damit zu leben, also nachhaltig zu leben. Unser Unternehmen macht es besonders, dass wir direkt die jüngere Altersgruppe gezielt ansprechen auf Nachhaltigkeit, dadurch, dass die jüngeren Kinder unsere Zukunft sind und dass es sehr wichtig ist, dass sie Nachhaltigkeit früh genug beigebracht bekommen, sodass sich das festsetzt bei ihnen und sie anfangen, Nachhaltigkeit auch in Zukunft weiterzuleben. Was noch sehr besonders ist, ist, dass wir auch einer jüngeren Altersgruppe angehören oder dazugehören.
It's also important because actually children listen more to younger people than to adults, and I'd love people to come to our elementary school when I was their age. They didn't teach us about these topics at school, and it was just our parents who taught us those important topics and the importance of living in a sustainable way. We want to go to the different elementary schools and just talk to them about different stations, and we just make things out of waste material so they understand the value. We also talked about the specific aspects about Wuppertal, about sustainable companies. So we fabricated this ball, and this way you can really understand there are many materials at home we can use, and we also thought about what we like to play when we were kids. For example, the game called Memory, and I also liked very much doing craft works at home or at school, and this is what we do with the younger kids as well, because we want them to enjoy the process.
So we are going to Darmstadt, the whole team, to meet a real startup company. I'm Ken Benzilla, Yannick Zinner, and we are Ben Ziller. We are from the Fairback. We are creating an envelope without any plastic. You maybe know these with bubbles. So when you order something from the internet, smaller items are delivered at this type of envelope with plastic in the interior with little dots. So we're doing the same but with paper. So we are imitating the plastic in order to reduce the plastic waste. We want to create an envelope without plastic-free envelope and being really sustainable. So this type of material can be recycled directly into the paper waste. And so we are thinking about the cycling economy. We have got a product that starts as a paper and it is recycled, and again the paper fibers are maintained in this circle economy. So at the end we have got a new envelope with this material. We are not using any material, we are establishing a circular economy. So one item delivers new items. So right now we have no revenue so far. We are not earning money with it. That's because this envelope is new developed and requires a new production line. This is a long process, longer than we thought at the beginning. That's why we are still receiving money from, for instance, for students or post-students to get a scholarship, and this makes it possible that we can work full-time on this project. We started with an online shop which was founded during his studies. He set smaller items, a lot of small items in these padded envelopes with plastic. You have got a huge amount of plastic, and as an environmental engineer you think that maybe you should use some other products. I was together with him and was always making fun about that, the environmental engineer who is sending all in plastic. So we noticed that there was no other alternative, and then we searched for the correct material, and step by step we found the correct solution for us. And this was the origin. What does sustainability mean to you? This is a very personal question. Sustainability means that how you act, that you think about your acting, not that you consume less, just to reflect about what you consume. Also in smaller style, to have a healthier lifestyle, to be aware of how to influence your region, your background. That's what sustainability means to me. What's for you the meaning of sustainable life? For us, living sustainable, I'm talking for the two of us, so that you don't waste and that you recycle, reuse items. For instance, people are throwing away the mobile because the battery is broken. And maybe you only have to change the battery and not to throw away all the mobile phone, all the device by itself. So we are working as a team and had fun. That's very important for me. The work was fine. We are friends, so it makes it easier. So we found each other. We had no fight about what to do. What I found important is the topic of fun. We both need to also have some fun in what we are doing. It's not only about money, it's also about having fun with the idea. And this promotes the teamwork in an incredible manner. Exactly.
Wunderbar.
Incredible. Nice. So we start with the last batch. We are talking about the platform right now, and we will start with two young people from Canada and why glass bottles are collected in a lot of countries, and why aren't you doing that with glasses and similar items. And the interesting topic about that is to receive a lot of information about the consumer and the user. This is the interesting part. Charles Tyler, welcome to the floor.
Good. Thank you. Thank you, Karsten. Hi there, everyone. My name is Tyler. This is Charles, and we're the co-founders of Circular. Now, the problem we're addressing at Circular is the $100 billion worth of reusable or recyclable packaging that is thrown away around the world every single year. So to understand why this packaging isn't being reused as it should be, we wanted to look at a case study. We wondered, why is this water glass treated so differently from this glass jar? Despite their similarities in durability, environmental impact, and composition, this water glass will be reused hundreds, if not thousands of times, whereas this glass jar will be thrown away after one single use. And the difference really comes down to infrastructure. The infrastructure for making this glass reusable is efficient, it's simple, and it's almost everywhere. Whereas the infrastructure to make this glass jar reusable is almost non-existent. And that's what we're creating at Circular. We're creating the infrastructure necessary to make reuse possible for consumer packaged goods brands across the grocery store.
And the way our system works is really quite simple for the consumer. They buy from their favorite brands, and once they've enjoyed, once it's not like they normally have, they return that packaging to any one of our collection sites. Circular then collects, sanitizes, and then returns the packaging back to the brand so that they can refill and restock shelves. We don't just collect jars, though. At our collection sites, we also collect massively impactful data, such as what are consumers buying with this product? What are the consumption habits like? And what are the demographics? Now, reuse isn't a new concept, but it hasn't been possible on a really widespread scale for a long time. And the reason is high complexity and a lack of interest. However, things are quickly changing. Consumers are demanding and willing to participate to support the environment. Legislation is changing around the world so that reuse systems are becoming even more prevalent, and technology has made it more efficient than ever to reuse packaging.
Now, our revenue model at Circular is quite simple. We charge a per unit collection and washing fee for each jar that we collect and wash, and we charge a per order delivery fee for each shipment we deliver to our customers. It was made this way to mimic the purchasing habits of virgin packaging so that we create as little friction as possible when brands switch to our system. We're also planning on adding a monthly subscription service in which our brands can tap into the data insights that we gather on their customers at collection sites. We've already been running our model in 2 Canadian cities and have seen great results so far. We're working with 15 customers and 17 collection sites, and together we've already collected over 12,000 pieces of packaging.
So we have the validation for an opportunity that is growing thanks to global trends. What we need now is the runway so that we can increase efficiency, grow capacity, and develop our technology so that we can keep reaching more consumers. And we're the team to do it. I have experience in data analytics and sales, whereas Tyler has experience in operations and logistics. And to really end it off, you can only say so much in a 3-minute pitch. So please do come by and talk with us just over there. And just if you're wondering who we are, just look for the 2 guys with the glass jars. Thanks.
Wunderbar. Von dem
Great. From the jars, we're going to Thailand, and the young man we are introducing is from the mattress dynasty, and the family has produced mattress in the last century and is one of the biggest producer in mattress. And he was involved already in his family company, and he noticed that that in his country we cannot produce mattresses that should end it as waste. So he started a new thinking. So welcome here at the stage.
Good evening. My name is Nopon Jachapanyam, but you can call me Nabs. I'm the founder and CEO of NonNon. So my family has been in the mattress industry for the past 90 years, and I spent 10 years working with them. So over the 10 years, I discovered that there are 3 main pain points faced by the mattress industry. Firstly, most consumers and businesses cannot afford to purchase premium mattresses. Secondly, there is no way to dispose of used mattresses in an ethical and eco-friendly manner. And thirdly, mattress recycling doesn't exist because it's not financially viable. That's why we have come up with the world's first circular economy mattress subscription platform. Our business model is based on debt financing. We first raise debt. The debt is used to purchase premium mattresses that are then rented out to our customers. Our customers then pay us monthly fees to use mattresses for up to 10 years. At the end of every subscription, we collect back the mattresses, disassemble them, and recycle all the components free of charge. So why subscribe? We make premium mattresses affordable, and we help our customers support end-of-life mattress recycling. And this is how you can recycle a mattress. The other fabric could be upcycled as industrial filters. The steel springs melted down as metal scraps. And for the PU foams, we're developing a new technology to chemically break them down into polymonomers, which could then be used in the petrochemical industry. We have received research grants from the Thai and UK governments of around $243,000 and raised green bonds in Thailand worth around $181,000. So far, we have 11 B2B customers in Thailand and Indonesia, and also a growing number of B2C customers in Thailand. By the year 2026, we expect to save at least 5.2 million mattresses from becoming waste. That's around 91,000 tons of materials. In doing so, we'll prevent at least 126,000 tons of CO2 emission. And mattresses are just the beginning. We expand our business model to other high-value, long-life products, such as batteries, solar cells, and electronic devices. I look forward to connecting with you. My name is Naps. I'll be down there on that side. Thank you so much for your time.
Da werden keine Matratzen mehr beim Sperrmüll am Straßen.
So we will see no mattresses any longer for waste. You can see as all topics are linked together. The foam is really interesting. For instance, we are not talking about the used mattress will be new, will not be only cleaned. So this is a great invention. For going from mattresses to batteries and back to Wuppertal, to Germany. In the next years, as mentioned, we will have millions of batteries, and many of them could have a longer lifetime, but you never know which one. And that's why LS Battery, Second Life Battery, is thinking about this question. How can we test how much time one battery has left to give them to the market? Jose is from Mexico, but love brought him to Schwelm, so I'm happy to introduce him here.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jose Diaz Rodriguez. I'm coming originally from Mexico, and I'm representing Second Life Batteries, a new startup based in Wuppertal. And we are addressing a very important problem connected with electromobility. We know that we have already some millions of electric cars running on the streets, and in the future, we will have even more. As a consequence of this, there is an increase in the demand and the production of lithium-ion batteries. So, what are we dealing with? After the end of life of these lithium-ion batteries, which usually last between 7 and 10 years, they are sent for disposal or recycled. That is great. Nevertheless, these batteries are still useful, and they still having a high performance. So, what do? We offer an alternative. We give the batteries a second life. We repurpose them. And in order to do that, we collect the batteries from the car makers, we dismantle into modules, we test them, checking different parameters, for example, state of health, state of charge, temperature, and after that, we come with a classification. Then we integrate it into renewable energy storage application, extending the life up to 7 years. After that, they can be sent for recycling. These are some of the pictures of our working process, and we are a multidisciplinary team working with an interdisciplinary approach, combining young and professional experience from different disciplines that go from marketing, engineering, economics, and management. And here comes your opportunity. Yes, your opportunity. We are looking for strategic partnerships. We want and we need support for product development. We want to increase our testing capacity, and we need also technical and logistical support. We can get thousands of batteries but we cannot test them, all of them. We need support. So we are looking forward to work together and rethink together the resources of today for the energy of tomorrow. We want to give these lithium-ion batteries a second chance for a good, sustainable purpose. Thank you very much.
Vielen, vielen Dank, José.
Many thanks indeed, José. We will go back to Uganda with a topic that in Germany sounds astonishing because we are used to the garbage to be picked up once a week. So the truck will come. In Uganda, it's different. There are families that would like to pay for the waste to be taken away, but it's simply not well organized. So the waste transport doesn't arrive, even if they pay for it, because it's difficult with the street names. In Uganda, the instructions to reach some home are more difficult, and so we need to have other possibilities in order to ensure that really the waste will be collected. And this is where Your Waste from Uganda will offer us new solutions.
You all. My name is Martin Tumsime, and I'm the CEO and co-founder at Your Waste. Your Waste is a startup based in Kampala, Uganda, and we are solving a problem that is very eminent among urban communities, cities, and municipalities across sub-Saharan Africa. And that's a problem of waste pollution as a result of a rapid urbanization in these cities. Let me paint a picture for you. In Kampala, where I come from, you have households who are willing to have their trash collected properly. But only 40% of the generated waste is actually collected through the formal system. The 60%, because they are frustrated by the problem and no one is coming to pick their trash from households, they resort to desperate ways to manage and dispose of their waste. Things like dumping it in water channels or in the streets or burning it. At Your Waste, we understand the root cause of this problem and we have a solution for it. Our location-based mobile app is designed to connect households to local waste haulers who work in their given communities for proper waste collection and disposal. You can think of it like an Uber for waste. We work with a network of local waste collectors whom we give our digital tools to offer waste management services on behalf of Your Waste to our clients. I would like to highlight two uniquenesses about our solution. One is on waste data. We have collected immense data on waste management within our local communities that we use to better our service. Two is the routing and logistical tools. Unlike here in Europe, most households across sub-Saharan Africa and cities do not have proper addressing systems. So in our solution, we provide routing and logistic tools which use Google Maps to create like a permanent address for these households so that waste collectors can easily identify these households, reach them, and service them efficiently, which makes our service more reliable and affordable as compared to the traditional waste collectors. Our business model is basically subscription-based, just like the way you'd subscribe for Netflix is how households subscribe to our solution. People will pay, let's say, $3 per month for us to pick their trash once every week. This can happen for a month, it could be 3 months, it could be 6 months or 12 months. Then we take a 20% commission for the jobs we match to our external haulers. Those that we have our own trucks and our own local hauling businesses, we take 100%. Then we sell waste as raw material to other industries. Currently, our solution is being used by over 1,000 users in Kampala who would have rather burnt their waste. And we are contributing towards SDG 11, 14, and 13. Currently, Your Waste is fundraising. We want to set up the first material recovery facility in Kampala so that whatever waste we collect, we recycle. I do not work alone. I have a team with different disciplines in waste management, business development, we're computer science originally, and we are together working to solve the waste management problem across sub-Saharan Africa. Thank you. I'd be happy to connect with anyone who's interested in what we're doing over there. Thank you.
Ganz herzlichen Dank, Martin. Wir bleiben noch.
Thank you so much, Martin. Let's stay with the waste collection for a moment, but not from the customer point of view. Let's take the perspective of the enterprises. The next company comes from Mexico, and they ask themselves, how can we assure that the waste that is putting on the street will being treated in the fastest way, and that nothing will be lost on the way to the recycling. So we are talking essentially about control of the waste companies, of the waste collecting companies.
I'm Isaac Rayon, I come from Mexico, and we are tackling down a real huge problem. Every day in Latin America, we see bins full of waste and the landfills at full capacity. And of course, this has a huge problem to the environment. The Global South has the same problem all around the world. So we want to tackle down this 70% of poorly waste management with our technology. And we found another big problem. In the waste management collection services, we found that there are some drivers that are picking up valuable material and are reselling. So this generates millions in losses. That's the reason we create Blau. In Blau, we are digitizing waste management companies to make them smarter and more profitable. We start installing a sensor in the truck to get the weight automatically, and then with the driver app, we can have real-time information, and finally, the waste management company can take smarter decisions based on data. We enable AI technology to this industry. We help our clients to chart smart by predicting the demand and understand what kind of material they are collecting with the image classification algorithm. We are saving money to them to make a smart routing, and we are preventing fraud with this sensor. So the science behind this is we will have the measure all around the world, and then we can have and measure the variations between the waste that is collected and if it's sold. So we have a subscription business model, which are $400 per the use of the platform and $100 for the use of the sensor. And we charge 10% per online payment. We started this 7 years ago as a recycling company, and now we have a SaaS business model. And in 2 years, we want to become the best way to do waste management in Latin America. We have 11 people in the team with different backgrounds as marketing, data science, and software engineering. What we are looking for is connection with local waste management companies and governments to try our technology. Welcome all to the digital era of efficient waste management. Thank you so much for your time.
Klasse, wie aufmerksam und engagiert Sie immer.
It's amazing to see how closely listening you are still to the presentations. We are still 4 remaining, and this topic will be really, really important. For months ago, when we organized this event, net stability wasn't as important, but it seemed interesting to us. The colleague said, well, there are new energies coming, and of course they fluctuate, and especially it's the companies who might compensate the fluctuations of the demands and the offer. And so let's say hello and welcome to Endima, who are focused just on these questions.
My name is Joel Christoph. I'm the co-founder and Geschäftsführer of Endima. We are building B2B software that matches the energy demand of manufacturing firms with the intermittent energy supply coming from solar and wind. So let me give you an example. Let's say we have Alicia here, who is in charge of acquiring the electricity to power a manufacturing plant. Now, part of that electricity comes from long-term inflexible contracts, PPAs. Another part comes from more volatile weekly and daily purchases to fill the remaining electricity needs, but that varies with the spot price. And there's the additional problem of when to charge and discharge batteries, as well as when to use generators on site that are highly regulated in order to overcome the peaks in the electricity price. So how can we help Elysia to ensure that there's stable production, that we save money, and that we save on greenhouse gas emissions? Well, we're developing a platform which helps B2B consumers to have an account and then to digitize the production plan, but also to ensure that the processes which can be shifted take place at the best times economically and environmentally. So we help to identify the shiftability and also the optimal times for the energy-intensive processes to take place in order to reduce the costs and the emissions. We're also developing a mobile application that helps with managing the information on site, as well as when the manager might be off-site. And we undertook a case study with a German automotive parts supplier where we analyzed multiple years of their electricity consumption, identified the processes that are shiftable and the extent to which they are, and then made our recommendation for a production plan which, relative to the counterfactual, to the default plan, created around €500,000 in savings, amounting to around 3% of the annual electricity expenditures, and also to considerable savings from the Scope 1 emissions associated with the electricity generation. Our target market is focusing on the energy-intensive sectors, which also have shiftable production. So actually, we're not just talking about industries, we're talking about key processes identified in the right column. And so these are steel, chemicals, aluminium, cement, and paper. And Germany is, as you know, a very important place to be working with these industries. Our business model, focusing on the energy-intensive industry in the European Union, works on a monthly license, and from a total EU market of around €2 billion for the electricity expenditures, we're looking at a long-term ambition towards a market of around €380 million per year at the EU level. Our competitors have features in the visualization, alerting, savings potential, and CO2 tracking of the electricity consumption. But one thing which we really offer as a distinguishing factor is our forecasting abilities of the price and the energy supplies, the load shifting at the production site, both in advance and in real time if necessary, and the focus on the renewables integration, which has benefits both for the firm, for the utilities providers in balancing the grid, and for you as consumers of products that are made out of materials that consume a lot of energy. Our team is composed of an economist, a product manager, a data scientist, and a software developer, and we would love to work with you to advance our mission through pilot trials and portfolio integration, as well as developing our legal and regulatory database, because energy markets are quite highly regulated and there's a lot of variations across jurisdictions. And finally, to join us in one form or another. I'll be standing there afterwards and would love to speak with you. Thank you very much.
So, noch 3.
All right, 3 left. We talked about an optimization of the offer for electricity, and now we'd like to talk about an optimization of the offer regarding the food industry. We all know that we waste a lot of food, and this is what Agricom wishes to tackle. They come from the Lebanon to tell us which is their solution. Welcome.
Everyone. My name is Rewa, and I'm representing the Agricom team. With climate change, we are rapidly losing water, land, and the natural resources needed to meet the growing demand of food. Yet, still, 40% of food produced today goes to waste. That's €2.6 trillion a year. Behind this unacceptable level of waste
lies a lot of redundancies on the journey from farmer to fork. Farmers end up losing 1/3 of their harvest as surplus or imperfect produce. Thus, we introduce Agricom, the AI-driven platform bringing together farmers, retailers, and consumers. Over the past year, we have been aggregating crop, economic, and environmental data, building a technology to forecast demand. Through dynamic agricultural calendars, we help farmers collectively plan their crop allocation to produce what society actually needs. By diversification and introducing new livelihood alternatives that are more resilient to climate change, we are not only reducing waste, but we are also improving the overall readiness to environmental and economic events. In contrast with current alternatives that are usually too expensive and very complicated, Agricom is being developed and tested with farmers. With the support of the Kingdom of the Netherlands and the United Nations Development Programme, we are currently running a pilot with a vetted group of over than 1,000 farmers. And while reducing redundancies and improving logistics, we are capable to reduce the carbon footprint by 50%. The Central European market and Spain is expected to exceed 10 billion euros within the next 8 years. For maximum penetration, we are adopting a freemium model, where we charge a subscription fee for advanced features. We also make money from marketing and transaction fees on the platform. We are a diverse team with different experiences ranging from consultancy, operations, and technology, working closely with our research partners in Lebanon, UK, and the Netherlands. And we are all committed to build the technology needed to achieve the United Nations Zero Hunger goal. Ladies and gentlemen, every 20 years, the number of people relying on one single farmer doubles. Now is the time to act. Today, we are looking for strategic partnerships with existing players to scale our operations. Please get in touch.
So in the last years, we got all used to that, to count CO2, but also we have heard a lot about plastic today and the issue with plastic. And this should be also covered in the company Amplify, as a platform is working on that topic. Noah is here from the USA.
Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for your time today. My name is Noah, and I'm a co-founder of Amplify. We're a market-leading platform helping companies across the world measure, report on, and reduce the plastic waste in their operations and supply chain. So it goes without saying that we have a massive, immeasurable plastic crisis. Companies across the world are needing to take action. They're feeling the pressure. But specifically, consumer brands and retailers are under the microscope. Their consumers are calling for plastic action, and retailers or regulators across the world are implementing plastic taxes. Now, these taxes are mandating that brands measure, report on, and pay a tax for every unit of plastic that they create. We encountered this firsthand, so we wanted to create a simple solution for companies to easily measure, create a data-driven action plan to reduce their liability and their corresponding plastic waste, and finally, automatically track and report on their progress. So here's essentially how it works. We take in various data inputs from a company's operations and supply chain. These can be automatically imported into our platform. Then we run them through our proprietary accounting algorithm where we spit out a few different kinds of values. First, we help give them total transparency of everything that's happening in their supply chain so they can see and easily map their hotspots and see where they're creating the most amount of environmental impact. Next, we help them create a data-driven action plan where we focus on helping them create the largest amount of environmental impact while also figuring out how we can reduce their liabilities. And finally, we automate their reporting and communication assets so they can easily report to regulators and connect with their consumers. So here's Amplify in action. This is one of our first clients, Blue Farm. After we went through the measurement and analytics process with them, we gave them a data-driven action plan to reduce their plastic waste. First, they enhanced their product and packaging design. Then they implemented a reuse scheme for the recurring shippers. And then finally, they purchased plastic credits in our impact investment marketplace. Through their engagement with Amplify, we were able to help them increase their revenues, decrease their costs, and enhance the goodwill of their consumers and investors. Here's the team that's propelling our product and leading the rest of our teams. I'm joined by Anjali, and to her right is our Swiss counterpart, Dominic. We currently have over 60 companies that we're working with today, and together as a team, we've helped them reimagine thousands of pounds of plastic so that they'll never have to become waste. Today, we're looking for strategic partners that can help us capitalize and catalyze on this massive market opportunity. So again, thank you so much for your time. I look forward to connecting with you soon, and let's all do our part to amplify a world without waste. Thanks.
Aber jetzt zuletzt. Alles, was Sie gesehen haben, muss natürlich auch transportiert. So the last thing we thought is all has to be transported. We have also pallets, and it must be configured, these pallets, because all these articles has to be transported. So Ponera, as the last but not least, Xavier is with us and talking about this issue.
So you might be tired, but just give me 3 minutes, and then we can party all together. So let me quickly ask you a question. According to you, how much of the global wood production is used for pallets and crates? So that number is a staggering 30%. 30% of the global wood production is used for pallets and crates. Well, by now, you must be thinking of those guys. Those ones are Euro pallets that you can find in any kind of supermarket. But that's not what we're working on. We are working on those type of pallets. Those ones are really difficult to actually reuse, and that's about 40% of the whole market. So why is that a problem? So because we cannot reuse them, they are cost inefficient, they are not ready for digitalization, meaning that you cannot really trace them, you can have no proper tracing on the quality of those pallets, and last but not least, it has a tremendous impact on the environment. So who are we, and what are we doing actually against that big problem? So we're Ponera Group, and we're turning waste in freight logistics into intelligent assets. So what actually we're working on? So we are working on a smart modular solution that is cost efficient, that is suitable for digitalization, and it decreases both the wood and the CO2 that those systems emit. So we adapt to your needs. If you think about it, maybe a few years ago, you were all playing with Lego. So our system is a Lego-like system that you can assemble in any direction to adapt to your needs. It is lighter, it has a longer lifespan, and is made from 100% recycled material, and at the end of its lifetime, it can be recycled again. So just to show you a bit how it looks like in action, I mean, you can see them in the bottom. They are not on the main focus of the picture, but you can see them at the bottom. So we adapt to different needs, different industries. So what is our vision? Our vision is to create reusable, intelligent assets. So we started with the bottom. We're working on the full crate solution, and 2024 and 2025 are going to be the digitalization era, bringing data mining to you. So what we're looking at today is for partner and clients. We actually just closed a funding raise of about 3.5 million Swiss francs. So we're looking for partners and clients that either use or produce those kind of pallets. So my name is Xavier da Costa. I'm Chief Operating Officer, and I'm here with Brian today, and we'd love to talk with you. Thank you.
So with that, we are coming to an end. And before we started to open the buffet, I would like to ask the students from the media project to come in front to see them. Those students who have been part of this nice movie. And after that, great. So that's your applause. Great. Nice to have you here. So thanks for having for that video, and I just wanted to that you receive this applause and that people see you. So we will talk later on. Thanks a lot. So with that, I would like to introduce the CEO of Circular Valley Accelerator with a lot of documents here, because all startups that have been here in the last 3 months and have been part of presented themselves here on the stage, they receive a document about this nice closing. So we will ask them to come to the stage. So we will start with RCB Jude. Agricom, Amplify, Bioferric, Biomic,
Biosphere. Biosphere. Tim, where is Biosphere? Blau. Borak. So. Blau. Yeah. Cell to green. Circular 11. You need to come quicker, otherwise the applause will die down. Cell to green. Circular. Eco soft fiber. Eco silico. Eco worth. Endima. Gescol. Haya Bioplastic. Geosal. Oops! Haya Bioplastic. Geocell. Lover. Luanda. Luanda, Nornon. Noyungu. Ponera. Structure. Oh, and so misfiled, Carbolic, AFTS, and SL batteries. Applause for all of those fantastic startups. Thank you very much. Ja, wunderbar. Damit.
Great. So with that, we would like to finish the official part of this evening. So I would like to give an incredible applause for the Accelerator team who have been involved here in this gathering. And with that, those young people here, having them here, that's because you are supporting the Circular Valley and also the government of the land, and it is great as you as company owner are giving us support. A lot of you have been around, have talked personally with the startup, with the young people, so thanks a lot. And this is applause for you, for the supporters of the Circular Valley. So great. So with that, and you can be happy now because we have two things to look forward. One is the food and the meal, and then the interesting conversation that you hopefully will have with our startups. You will find them at the stands. It's a lot of numbers, so that's why we ask to be close to your roll-up, so that you can ask them in particular. Thanks a lot for coming around today, and I'm very happy to meet again at the 18th of November latest, where we have our big event in the historic town room. That is the gathering of all partners and supporters. So we hope to see you soon again. And we hope to see a lot of new informations and to have a very nice gathering here. Thanks a lot for coming around, and please don't leave without having a conversation. Thanks a lot.